puppy love. I love baby animals of all sorts, but especially I love puppies. One of the reasons I love them so much is because they're so bumbling. It's the best word I can think of to describe a little animal that bounces so clumsily, falling over its own feet and everyone else's tail wagging all the time. Tongue ready to lick you and grinning all over its fat face. Some people say that puppies are naughty, but when they do things they shouldn't, like chewing holes in your slippers, or upsetting tables and breaking things, or chasing the cat, or making a puddle on the carpet, it's not because they are naughty, it's just because they are puppies. We've had lots of puppies in our family, from small ones like Dachshunds and Terriers, to big ones like German Shepherds, and even bigger ones like Great Danes, not to mention mongrels of all shapes and sizes. One of the biggest puppies I ever had was Great Dane. He was only 10 weeks old when we brought him home, but already he looked huge. He lay down on the hearth rug in front of the fire and you could just see him thinking, I may be very young, but I'm already very big, and from now on this hearth rug is my place to lie. What shall we call him? We said to each other. Something old-fashioned and gentlemanly, we thought. We chose Humphrey. Later on, when he was full grown, Humphrey was always very careful not to tread on any of the little dogs that we had. He was very gentle with puppies, even when they tried to climb all over him or jumped up and pulled at his tail. One of the smallest puppies we ever had was a Dachshund. We called her Dodo. I forget why. Maybe it's because it had been my grandfather's pet name for my grandmother. I remember we drove a long way to collect her from the farm where the breeder lived. Part of the farmhouse kitchen was taken up by a kind of huge dog bed covered in old rugs and blankets and Dachshunds, over 15 of them, all adults except for one little puppy. There she sat, perfectly happy, amongst the grown-ups. She was the last of her litter. Her brothers and sisters had all gone to new homes, and now she would leave too. Her mother gave her one last lick and a nuzzle, and Dodo trotted towards us, tail wagging, ears flopping. For us, it was puppy love at first sight. Once home, we put her down on the lawn and introduced her to another Great Dane we had then, called Daniel. It was long after Humphrey's time. Most puppies would have been terrified at the sight of this monster, not Dodo. Daniel lowered his great head, while Dodo raised hers, and they touched noses. There are lots of things puppies need to learn when they first come to live with you, like house training. We made sure we took Dodo outside first thing in the morning, last thing at night, after each meal, and as often as we could in between. Whenever she did anything outside, we said, "Good girl," or "Good Dodo." There are lots of things puppies need you to do for them. When they're between 8 and 12 weeks, you should take them to the vets to be vaccinated. Until then, be sure to keep them away from other dogs. They need a collar with a disc showing their name and address in case they get lost, and a lead. By day, they need proper food to eat and clean water to drink. And at night, they should have a bed of their own. Most of all puppies need love. There's nothing they like better than to be stroked and scratched and patted and played with. They like lots of affection, just like you do. For some time now, we've only had one dog, called Little Elsa. She's Dodo's granddaughter, but now she's got company. We just bought a German Shepherd, a puppy who's 10 weeks old. We've called her Fly. Fly's heavy and hairy and bumbling and bright and beautiful. The garden looks as if a tank has been through it. It's full of her toys, my old slipper, an ancient hearth brush, a rubber bone that squeaks. There are lots of things Fly needs to learn, and there are lots of things Fly needs us to do for her. But there's one thing she won't lack, because she gets lots of it already, and that's puppy love. The end. Thanks for watching. If you like this story, please subscribe.